good, y'all? What is good? MalcGoolie here. Goolie's back at you. We're live on so many platforms. We are live not only on the MalcGoolie channel, not only live on Twitter on Spotlight Sports Network, not only live on the Spotlight Sports Network, period, but not even on we're also live on Facebook, and we're also live on EjPrime's YouTube page as well, and on his Twitch account. We are live on 6 social media platforms, bro. As you all know, my name is MalcGoolie, and I am representing the Bears, and thank God I have my Bears blanket with me. And to the man on my left, please subscribe to EjPrime. His link to his channel is on the description below, and he is representing his Indianapolis Colts.
What's up, everyone? EjPrime here. I like covering the Colts, one of my favorite teams, and hey, it's gonna be a pretty exciting matchup going up against the Bears this weekend, man. So, you ready to dive right into it?
I'm ready to dive right into it. Let's talk about it. As the Indianapolis Colts take on the Chicago Bears, the game will be at Soldier Field. Me and EJ both will be on here on my channel, of course, and his channel, and on Twitch. Basically going play by play on the game. His TV could be a little bit ahead of mine because you all know I'm still going through cable connections. I still got a few bugs to work out, but it all is good, bro. I'm gonna start off with EJ's Colts first. Was their keys to victory on beating the Chicago Bears, even though they have the Colts. ESPN has the Bears winning this, but personally, to me, in my eyes, I believe the underdogs is my team. In my opinion, I think the Bears are the underdogs in this. But yeah, EJ, you go, bro. They actually Bleacher Report has you guys winning. ESPN has you guys winning too. So yeah, the Bears are the underdog and they're the home team. So talk about it, EJ. What you think?
I think that we can win this game, but man, coming into this game, our receiving core is they're banged up, they're hurt. It's just that we lost Paris Campbell in the second game, and Paris Campbell, I think he shined in that the first game against the Jaguars, going for 70 yards. He was really speedy. His route running was on point. Just losing them hurts, and then losing Michael Pittman Jr. For a couple games. The man, I saw some good flashes for him. He was running some great routes, and just losing him too. It's just that once again, for the past couple of years, our receiving core has been banged up, and here we are once again, it being banged up. It's just that, we're going to have to rely on, more players. I saw Mo Cox, our tight end. He's been stepping up, especially in the last 2 games. He's been making some spectacular plays. Against the Vikings, he had over 111 yards and stuff like that. And Philip Rivers, I think that, honestly, coming into this game, it's going to be a run-heavy game. Last game we were going by committee with Jonathan Taylor, a rookie, coming in. We had Nyheim Hines, Gordon Wilkins. So I think that, hey, this is going to be a run-heavy game. I think we're just going to do running by committee coming into this game. I think that's going to be, key, just setting up our run first and going with our passing afterwards. I think we can see, Jonathan Taylor going up for 80, 90 yards rushing this game. And then I think that Philip Rivers is going to love throwing it to Nyheim Hines out of the backfield and then getting Jordan Wilkins some running guys. But, yeah, I think that coming into this game, it's going to be key on our offensive side coming in, that we have to establish the run first before we can pass. Because, hey, if we try to pass first and then try to run, we could see turnover Rivers coming in this game. So we do not want to see that. So I think that's key. And then coming into this game, our defensive side, we haven't been playing against top-tier quarterbacks. Gardner Minshew made our defense look silly game 1. 19 of 20 passes, 173 yards, 3 touchdowns. He just had everything he wanted. He didn't throw no bombs now, but he was throwing very good short passes, and defense was willing to give up him anything he wanted. But, coming into these last 2 games against Vikings, against Kirk Cousins, 3 interceptions, over 113 yards. He made him look silly that game. And then coming into our last game, Xavier Rhodes against Sam Darnold, 3 interceptions coming into that game. Xavier Rhodes was just having a field day, getting a pick 6, and we're just getting, 3 interceptions that game. And then, hey, I think that against Nick Foles, Frank Reich has had experience with Nick Foles. He was the offensive coordinator when Philly went to that Super Bowl, so he knows how he knows how he operates and stuff like that. So I think that they're gonna have a good game plan coming in for our defense coming in. They're gonna get something solid. So I think those are our keys to this game. I mean, just our zone has been working out well. Our zone defense, Darius Leonard is playing great. So I think those are our keys. Just get our game plan ready for Nick Foles. Just don't let him get too pretty. Like, don't let him sit and get what he wants. And I think that our front four. I mean, DeForest Buckner has been playing really well, so I think they can get after him. And it's just that, hey, establish the run, set the run first, then pass, and then let's not let Nick Foles, have all the time he wants. Let's get in his face for this game. So I think those are our keys coming into this game.
Well, with your keys, also, I'm going to also, still be here with the Colts a little bit before I crack it down with my bear to bear it down. Personally, also be real too. I mean, you guys are going into Chicago with no Marlon Mack, obviously no Michael Pittman Jr. Who's your backup running back? Jonathan Taylor, correct?
No, I think Naeem Hines is like
Or Nyheim
second.
Hines,
They
sorry.
use him more for like passing more to the backfield with him because he catches the ball real well. He can run with it real well. And then Jordan Wilkins is our third.
And the reason why I say that is because also um there has been a rumor that the Chicago Bears are also trying to get snacks. And personally, I think another defensive lineman would be is a must because let's be real. These let's be real, Bears fans, for a minute. We should be 0 and 3. Let's just be real. But Lady Luck has been flirting with the Bears. Let's be real. That fourth quarter performance by Trubisky against the Lions. Our defense, finally showing up when it mattered against the Giants. And then last week, Nick Foles pulling out Nick Magic against an Atlanta Falcons team who in my opinion should have been 3-0 as well. But also, here's the thing, and this is why I think another key for the Colts as well. Yes, you do have to run the ball. Personally, I would say running up the middle because remember, the Bears the Bears don't have Eddie Goldman. So they're, depending on Khalil Mack, um Robert Quinn, and Khalil Mack, Hicks, Mack, and Quinn to to stop the run up the middle, and it has been a issue. It has been like a freaking issue for the Bears. I mean, when Eddie Goldman decided to opt out because of health issues, and with the global phenomenon that's going on, you know, um, it's I don't blame Goldman, but I do want the Bears to they have to figure this out because the last three straight games, let's be real, Shaquan Barkley, even though he was hurt, he was running up the middle. The backup running back for the Giants, he was running up the middle. Freaking Adrian Peterson was running up the middle on this team, and so was Todd Gurley. So my whole thing, in my opinion, though, I for the Colts, what running it has to get a factor. You have to get your run game going. Like you have to get it going. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Also, another thing I can see for the Colts here is the Colts defense. Let's just be real. I mean, the Bears only have two fifths of an offensive line. Because Nick Foles, he did ran a little bit for his life, but at the same time, his offensive line did protect him when it mattered against Atlanta. But also, that Colts defense is basically. I have the Colts defense starting this week in fantasy. I mean, actually, no, I don't. I have the Bills defense starting this week. Sorry, D. Nothing against your Raiders, but you know, that Colts defense is going to, low key, low key, should have a good game, but at the same time, for your corners have a lot to deal. Well, not a lot to deal with, but they have a few, to isolate. Obviously, Allen Robinson. Obviously, Darnell Mooney, who has now become a freaking gem for this team. Then you got Anthony Miller. Then you also got Jimmy Graham as well. That's another thing. Like this is mostly this is like a real true test to both teams in a way. And for the Colts, for them to how they've been personally, in my opinion, you are what your record is. You guys are 2-1. You guys are 2-1. That is a straight up fact. Personally, I thought the Colts would be 3-0. Um, in my opinion, and personally, and even EJ can tell you this. Um, I thought with Phillip Rivers being the quarterback for the Colts, I thought the Colts had everything now. Now, the ball is on Phillip Rivers' court. So far, if I was to grade Phillip Rivers so far, it would be probably like a C plus to a B minus. Because he's still, throwing interceptions, and he has a very, very, very healthy offensive line. He has an O line, but he's still making mistakes, and it's just, it has to be mind boggling for any Colt fan. You can tell, like for EJ, it's it's mind boggling. In my opinion, and also he can also tell you this too. I had the Colts beating the Chiefs. I think the Colts could beat the Chiefs, but the only way the Colts for them to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs is how far Phillip Rivers is going to take them.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not sure if we can beat the Chiefs. It's just that let's be real here. This is like the best test, like right now, for the secondary to go against like multiple threats. Allen Robinson, Jimmy Graham coming in. And it's just like who do the Colts really face coming in? I mean, the Jets do not have like a clear number one wide receiver. It's like their stuff is depleted, and it's just like Adam. It was just like against the Vikings, it was just Adam Thielen and no one else.
Then Jacksonville,
and it's just that this is Jacksonville. It's just like no one really. So I mean, coming into this game, there's like a lot of people that they really need to cover and see if like this defense can really hold up against the Bears offense and stuff coming in.
And also, since EJ has the keys to victory, he's basically saying establish the run game. He basically has Phillip Rivers not making careless turnovers, and yes, Mr. Reich, the command of the Reich. I can't say Third Reich. Dang, I just said it. Anyway.
Oh Jesus!
You guys
let's forget about that. Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Okay. Well, Frank Reich.
Hey, Frank Reich.
What's up, Key?
What's up, Elijah? What's up, Key? Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in, guys.
What
Elijah
saying,
Washington, Damian Estrada, who say Pagano needs to get his ass out of his ass. His ass out of his ass. Okay, I don't know how you mean his own head out of his ass, because I'm gonna get to Pagano here in a minute. But yeah, Frank Reich, the man, he does know Nick Foles, and Nick Foles, and Nick Foles did say a lot of actually a lot of amazing things, about Frank Reich, and they said they talked all week. They've talked all week about, trying to catch up. And, then also you have, with Nick Foles. And this is also a test. I mean, we know Nick Foles has been in this spotlight before. I mean, we've seen it with the Eagles. Yes, he was 0-4 when they were with Jacksonville, because Jacksonville, good God almighty.
Yeah, he was like injured for those games, and that's like how Gardner Minshew started and stuff like that. So we don't know how they would turn out had he been healthy and how he would have played.
What is up, Chris Wheatley? I don't know if you're on EJ's channel, the Spotlight channel, or my channel, but subscribe to all our channels. So you had Jonathan Taylor 2 touchdowns, 28-17. It's possible.
It's possible. Like against the Vikings, dude, they just solely ran Jonathan Taylor. Like you never saw Nyheim Hines rush. You barely saw like Wilkins rush like that many plays. But they gave him like the lion's share. But it's just like again, it changed the last game. It was running back by committee. So we don't know how they're going to approach this game. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor being an every down back, or they're going to like let everyone just like help.
Also now for me, the tail of the tape for the Chicago Bears. Like I said, this is Nick Foles. This is week 4. Nick Foles is in. Trubisky's out. I said so many times in so many podcasts and so many videos, I feel bad for Trubisky, but you know what? The Bears had to move on. They had to move on. Trubisky could not get the offense going, even though last week he had a decent day, but he just couldn't get the offense going. Nick Foles comes in the third quarter. He had that offense clicking, and that's what Bears fans have been waiting for. We've been waiting for a quarterback that can just keep on, that can get that offense clicking, and they finally got it in Nick Foles. Personally, to me, I think Nick Foles can do it a little bit better than Trubisky. Actually, maybe a way better than Trubisky, but this is a real test for him. That Bears offense and really the Bears defense. This is a test for the Chicago Bears in general. Personally, but like I said, and I've said this to Key in the building. I've said this to Darion. I even told GangGreenDavid and Jake. I am afraid. This was one of those games I was afraid of because I'm afraid to face the Colts, to be honest with you. Yes, we're in Chicago, but at the same time, the Colts defense is good, but this is a test for them. And also Phillip Rivers, People keep on saying, oh, Phillip Rivers, Phillip Rivers, Phillip Rivers. I'm like, look, you guys keep making fun of Phillip Rivers. Yes, old man River. I get it. I freaking get it, man. I freaking get it. But it's still Phillip freaking Rivers. The last time he played in Chicago, the man had what? Didn't he throw like over what? Almost 800 yards in Soldier Field against the Bears, even though they still lost to the Bears. I don't know how. I remember that game. Does anybody remember that game? Damian Estrada, I think you remember that game. The Bears took on the Chargers and Jay Cutler threw for 500 yards. Phillip Rivers threw for I think he broke a record 800 yards in a game, and they still lost to the Bears, which shocked the crap out of me. I remember just watching that game and I was like, what the am I literally watching right now? It's like you and your little brother are playing the PlayStation. You're playing ESPN NFL 2K5 and you just keep on tackling, getting the ball. That's the only thing that got to me with that. But yeah, the keys to victory for the Chicago Bears. Number one, you did sign Lamar Miller, 29 years old. He does have a speed. He does have the speed. He does have the speed. He does. He does have speed. And yes, the Bears are going without the rest of the year without Tariq Cohen, which sucks. It does suck. But Lamar Miller is a little bit of a little plus. It's a little plus. So it's not it's a major plus, but it's a big plus. First things first. Get your run game going. And I will give the Bears this. These last 3 games, they have been getting it going. David Montgomery has finally found his niche, and I love it. I love it. Even though this is also kind of surprising too. The Bears have no rushing touchdowns this year. Think about that. All of the points have come from passing. They have not had a single rushing touchdown. I hope that changes on Sunday. I would love for David Montgomery to get his first, maybe I think it'll be his 3rd rushing touchdown, in my opinion, in his career. I could be wrong, but I would love for the Bears to start running the ball more. And I think the Colts do have a little bit of a weakness in that defense. It's not up the middle, but it is around in the edge. And Atlanta had that problem. Atlanta's weakness was the edge. The Colts issues are in the edge, and I think the Bears should capitalize that, and especially in the passing game. We all know Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's gonna get his. We know that. But speaking of Allen Robinson, my biggest also key for victory is this: Allen Robinson, do not give up on big plays. He did it in week 2. He did it in last week. He gave up on, so far he's given up on 3 huge major plays that could have turned the tide, in a game. That's my biggest thing. For real, he literally has to. Literally has to. He has to do better. He has to. And if you're also asking for a contract extension, You know, you got to show it. Yes, and a lot of Bears fans say he did show it. He broke a few tackles against Atlanta, but it still doesn't change the fact that he gave up on that other big playing drive. Let's be real, folks. Nick Foles could have had 5 touchdown passes. 5. Even the refs were cheating their butts off, and the Bears said, it's still 5. But yeah, the Chicago Bears, Allen Robinson cannot be making mistakes. Also, Anthony Miller needs to stop dropping passes. That's my other thing too. Also, get Mooney involved early. You got to get Mooney involved. You got to get Graham involved early just to beat this Colts defense. You have to get them involved early. You got to get your run game involved early. Another thing I would love for the Bears to really, really do in the defense department, Chuck Pagano, I'm looking straight at you, dude. I know you're playing against your old team in the Colts, but yeah, okay, yeah. You could not have this defense be soft. I off out. Need to remind you, there's a lot of threats. There's Jonathan Taylor, yes. There's also a freaking Jalen Johnson.
Oh, Malcolm, you there? Everything's like freezing.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay. While I was getting that fixed, hold on. Let me switch to this real quick. Oh, here he comes. All right. While he gets back, there's something I want. Oh, hold on.
All right.
Oh, here he is.
All right. Am I still freezing?
Sort of, yeah.
Am I good? Okay. Am I good or am I still lagging, guys?
You're still
freezing
lagging.
For you or freezing for me?
It's freezing for me. Like I see you like freezing. I don't know if like you're doing well.
All right, hold on. Could chat help me out here? You guys know what to do if I'm freezing. Let me also look. Let me look at my phone to see if.
Like, is he freezing for you? Because it could be my connection as well.
All right, hold on.
I'm gonna sound YouTube real quick.
We can hear you just fine. Okay. Thank you, Chris Wheatley. Also, if you haven't already, bro, subscribe. Subscribe to all of our channels if you haven't. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you, chat. And also for the 2 people that dislike, we love you too.
It's probably just me. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. But also, yeah, back to Chuck Pagano. Chuck Pagano, you can't have this defense being soft. I can actually see T.Y. Hilton getting covered by Jalen Johnson, who has been an absolute stud for this Bears defense. Like, he has been an absolute stud. I love Jalen Johnson. I love his game. He is aggressive, very aggressive. Also, I think for Jonathan Taylor, I think Kyler Fuller is probably going to cover Jonathan Taylor, which is okay, but Kyle Fuller does give you a lot of space, way too much space for a corner. He is a good corner. I'm not giving Kyle Fuller crap. He is a good corner, but he gives like the receiver way too much space, about like a 3 to 5 yard space. No, dude, eat if you have to. T.Y. Hilton isn't what he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about T.Y., dude, is just he's been like injured for the last couple of years. Ever since after he led the league in receiving yards, he's just been injured and stuff like that. It's just that he hasn't had the best of time in these couple games. So I mean, we're gonna have to see because it's him coming in. He's gonna be like the main focus. I feel like for the Bears, but I mean, we might see a lot of Zach Pascal by getting to that later.
And then also you guys still gotta remember Eddie Jackson as well is out there. You also got Buster Screen is out there. Who I love. I love Buster Screen. Yes, he is old, but I don't care. I love Buster Screen. You still got Deion Bush, and also let's also be real too. The matchup I can't wait to see is Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack versus Quentin Nelson. That is the matchup I want to see. Can Quentin Nelson hold the Mack attack? Because EJ, I make no promises. I will be singing Return of the Mac every time when Khalil Mack does a play or he gets a tackle or a
Gotcha.
sack. I will be singing Return of the Mac. It's kind of I'm kind of upset that Marlon Mack isn't playing because that means that's double the return of the Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no relation. Is there a relation? No, there's no
No,
relation.
no.
That would have been a hell of a relation. I mean, Marlon Mack versus Khalil Mack, the Mac attack. Who has the best Mac attack? But yeah, that is the matchup. There is Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks versus Quentin Nelson. That is going to be a matchup. Personally, and EJ can tell you this: you stole my freaking lineman, you SOB.
Which lineman?
You know who?
Quinn Nelson?
Yes. Let's be real. I
Hey.
wanted Quentin Nelson to go to Chicago instead of Leonard Floyd. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I
man,
love Leonard
you just
Floyd, but Leonard Floyd couldn't play
no,
well. He
no,
didn't
no,
play well with Mac.
no, it wasn't Leonard Floyd. It
It was
was
Leonard
your
Floyd.
linebacker.
Oh wait. Not. Oh shit. Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you
think
know
that was
what?
the year
Actually, to be
before.
honest, I do love Roquan. I do love Roquan Smith. He can hit you, and I do love Roquan Smith. But at the
But I
same
mean,
time, I thought our defense was more stacked than it was already stacked. But they added another piece, which is cool. But let's be real. What if the Bears did get Quentin Nelson?
oh man, your O line would have been nasty. Like I feel like he would have really fit in Chicago. Like with that mean, nasty attitude that I just love from him. Like he just goes to town on these D linemen. Have you seen him
He is
smack
just a
smack
nasty.
Melvin Ingram from the Chargers on that play, or he pancaked Jadeveon Clowney in the playoffs? I mean, this man is just mean. He would have just fit right in Chicago.
It's a freaking monster. And who else? From Notre Dame, correct?
Yeah, Mike McGlinchey.
Mm.
He was the other lineman that went. Are you talking about him or?
Where did Quentin Nelson play? Wasn't it
No.
Notre?
Yeah, he went to Notre Dame. Yeah.
And also, let's be also real too. Cole Kmet as well came from Notre, so and he's the hometown boy. And I would love for the Bears to get Cole Kmet early. I would love for him to get some touches. But yeah, keys to victory. The defense can't be soft. You have to be aggressive. And if Phillip Rivers does throw the ball, for the love of God, either cover or Jalen Johnson maybe gets an interception. Maybe he gets one interception. I'm not saying pick six. If it's a pick six, Jesus Christ, I will be screaming out of my head if it's a pick six for Jalen. But yeah, the Bears cannot be soft, cannot be lackadaisical on defense. So Chuck Pagano, fix it. You're supposed to be this defensive wizard, but so far you have not proven it. You have not proven
He's
it to
not
me.
a defensive wizard. I know
Personally,
firsthand.
I still prefer Vic Fangio as defensive coordinator. He he was so aggressive. He's an aggressive defensive genius. Pagano is just
Oh, dude. Do you know who should have got for defensive coordinator? You could have got him at the time, man. Greg Williams from the Jets.
I don't want Greg Williams, man.
Bro, he
Greg
has a
Williams is so
mentality.
dirty,
Like, he
though.
is fearless, dude. I feel like he'll fit right in Chicago as your defensive coordinator.
He's so dirty though. I mean,
He is.
Greg
I mean,
Williams
yeah,
and
that's
Bounty
true.
Gate and all. Nah.
But he's just like, bro, he's really good at defense. I feel like he would have fit right in for your defense, man.
Or shoot,
Oh, well.
you know what? Personally, I would have preferred Don Capers from the Packers. Don Capers is freaking aggressive. Like back in the day, the Packers. I have gotten on the Packers about their defense, and I'm still getting on the Packers defense today because their defense still ain't shit. And yeah, people say, "Oh, but the Packers are 3-0. The Packers are 3-0. Look at their defense. The only way for the Packers is how Aaron Rodgers keeps them. He basically has the whole team on his back, just like LeBron when he was in Cleveland. So yeah, but yeah, keys to victory: defense cannot be lackadaisical. Get your offense going with the run game and the passing game. And also, here's another thing: Nick Foles has to be Nick Foles. That's it. Foles has to be Foles. That's my keys to victory for the Chicago Bears. Now, what is one thing though you would love to see final score wise? Like, I think this can go down to maybe like a 3-point game to a
Yeah.
6-point game.
I could see this like a low scoring game, something like 17-14. Like we could see a lot of running coming from both teams, I feel like.
I'd say maybe like in the 20 category. And it is a 1 o'clock game, and we're in Soldier Field. And also, I think weather is also going to be a factor. Go fish, go! Oh wow. Um, yeah, I think weather is also going to be a major factor in this game. Let's be real. Chicago is the windy city. It is cold. Phillip Rivers and the Colts, yes, they are not used to the cold like that. Yes, they do train outside. And yes, here in Indiana, yes, both me and EJ do live in Indy. And yes, it has been getting cold, but it's not been like Chicago, Lake Michigan cold. That is where that would play a factor. I think weather will play a factor. I just hope it does. If it rains, weather's definitely going to be a factor if it rains in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, Philip Rivers has been playing in San Diego and California, Los Angeles, like the last couple of years. So, hey, we're gonna see how he handles it, and
Now
just how
Adam
the team
Cole's
plays.
on SmackDown. Look, I ain't trying to talk about SmackDown. My mind is not on SmackDown right now. Robert Medina, God, I'm bad at names. Medina, did I say it right? Medina. I hope I did. Colts have the better players in the trenches, but the Bears have better playmakers and better secondary. Interesting how this game will turn out. Yes, Robert, I agree. And if you're on my channel, MalcGoolie, please hit that subscribe button. If you're on EJ's channel, please hit that subscribe button for his. All of the channels, EJ's channel, my channel, the Spotlight Sports Network channel is all literally in the description. So please subscribe to
Oh
all
yeah,
of our channels because
can I
we
go
will
into the
be back
secondary real
again on
quick?
Sunday.
Yeah,
Um,
so
Hold on, let me read this other one from Chris Wheatley. They played with the roof open the last 2 games. That is true, but it's totally
so whack.
different than without with the roof closed, open and closed like all the time. Personally, I would love for the roof to be open when it's a winter game. To be honest with you, I would kill to be in a football game where it's snowing as hell and the dome is open. And yes, I have been to Lucas Oil Stadium, and it is a beautiful, beautiful stadium. I be in awe every time I be in that building, and I hope when all of this is over with, I really would love to see WrestleMania at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's for sure. Malc, who you got winning tomorrow? I got the Bears. That's Sunday. Tomorrow's Saturday. I have the Bears winning, of course, because it's my team. Like EJ has the Colts winning.
The only time I bet against the Colts, man, they won against the Vikings. I can't bet against them again. Hell no.
I
I
mean,
gotta go
here's my
Colts.
whole thing, and like I said about the Vikings, I am not a big fan of the Vikings, and no, it's not because of division rival. It's just that back in the day, I always said it was all Kirk Cousins' fault, but now it's not. It's 40% his fault, while 60% is the team that he has. Because the Vikings have no defense.
Yeah,
They got no defense. They have no O line. Kirk Cousins still makes silly mistakes, even when he has a man clearly wide open. But yeah, I'm sorry, Vikings fans. Kirk Cousins is not your guy. Just like how Trubisky's not was well, technically Trubisky wasn't our guy. But I'm gonna be real, and I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna be that guy. I've did it on so many other pre shows. I still would have Trubisky than freaking Kirk Cousins because at least Trubisky will show up on primetime games.
I think that Trubisky should have just had more time on the bench, dude. Like he was a product coming into the draft and stuff like that, and just
He
because like
was.
Mike McGlennon was like playing like trash and stuff like that,
Mike
they
Glennon was
forced him to bring him in.
trash.
Yeah,
That
they
was
should
the
have just
worst
forced
person. That
like
was
give
the
him a
worst
year or
person. And
two. He would have been much
in like
better.
2018, he had that spunk. He had the spunk in 2018. In 2019, he regressed, and then here he was like, eh. So yeah, it sucks. Like I said,
Yeah, it is what it is at this point.
it
It's
is. It
just
is what it is. The only time he'll come back if Nick Foles is either Good God, I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it, or if he does terribly, but I don't think he will. It all depends on that O line for the Bears. That's all. It goes on that O line. Also, I'm about to watch the finals. So yeah, the Lakers are playing the
Yeah,
freaking.
LeBron getting his fourth ring. He
Yeah,
already
LeBron's
cemented
getting his
himself as
fourth
GOAT when he
ring.
got
There's no
that one
way.
in Cleveland. He's just gonna cement it even more.
Miami is completely done. They're completely done. They're out. They're dead.
Yeah. But I'm happy they made it there, man. I'm happy for them. I was running them the whole
They
playoffs up
need a
to
big
explode my
man.
Pacers.
They
Loved
need a
it.
freaking big man. That's for damn sure. But anyway, EJ, you going to get takedown Sunday? Wait. Oh, you say EJ's going down on Sunday? Shoot, don't do that. Look, I ain't saying nothing, guys. I said I am still scared of this Colts team, and I am scared of the Colts. But then after the Colts, the Bears have to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, dude, we got. I mean, the next couple of matches after the Bears, I mean, they should be wins. I mean, we got Browns, Bengals, we got Lions coming up, and then we got Ravens. That's when another true test
Yeah,
is
that's
coming.
a test for you guys. The Ravens is a test. For the Bears, the Colts is a test. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a test. I think we play Minnesota, which should be a win.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game for my Colts, I mean, we got to see who's going to be the second receiver coming in because
Yeah,
like
that's
Ty is
true.
obviously going to be first, even though he struggled with drops
And then
stuff like
also
that.
you
But
gotta get some game tapes on Lamar Miller too.
yeah,
I'd
but
rather
I think
have
like
Kurt no prime time. So okay, so let me say this, Damian Estrada, because you always get on Trubisky hard. So you mean to tell me, even though Trubisky has a better record in primetime games than Kirk Cousins, you would still pick Kirk Cousins
I,
primetime over Trubisky's weak arm? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just
Anyway,
think that we didn't see enough of like the coach catering his system towards the quarterback. I mean, we saw some goofy wacky like plays to trick people and stuff like that. Instead of like, I like him on the moving stuff, Trubisky on the moving stuff.
and also, let's also be real too. Like, also Nick Foles is mobile. He can run, and so can Trubisky. So I will also say that too. Get Nick Foles of running. Let him run for a couple. We know Phillip Rivers don't run. We know he does not run.
But
And
I mean, hey,
that's the key. Also, that's another key.
he hasn't been sacked this season.
Like, you can't have. I've never seen Phillip Rivers ran. I've never seen him run. I've never seen him run. That's like with Tom Brady. Like, I've never seen Tom Brady scramble for his life. And when he does run, it's a freaking miracle. It's like you hear like the heavenly gates going, oh, every time when he runs. Chris Wheatley says, I don't think they can allow it to get wet inside. Yeah, I'm,
I don't think they would
I don't think
open
they
up.
will
Like if the
allow
weather was bad, they wouldn't open up the
Lucas
stadium at
Oil
all.
to be wet. And also, I'm gonna have to bring this up too. The last time I went to Lucas Oil Stadium, it was for the game. And EJ, you know what game I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The game where the Bears took on the Colts in Lucas Oil Stadium in a preseason game, and Andrew Luck announced his retirement. And
Dude.
oh my God.
Dude, I was just
getting
I was
out
eating
of
Panda
that
Express
stadium
when I fucking saw it. Jesus.
without getting jumped was a freaking mission. Me and my father had to be the very, very, very last people to leave that stadium. We were in shock and awe. Colts fans were getting shitty. Bears fans were losing their freaking minds because Bears fans had Andrew Luck in fantasy. So I told my dad, we cannot leave. We cannot leave. He said, why? Because look, there's a lot of drunk Colts fans and there's a lot of drunken Bears fans. You don't have a jersey on. And if they found out you're a Green Bay Packer fan, there's no telling what they'll do. So,
can I say one thing about this?
Getting out was like it was a hassle. And when we did make it to the car, all we did was we didn't even laugh. All we did was we just were silent the whole ride home. We were so freaking silent.
Can I say one thing about this? I know that the Colts fans got a lot of flack for this because the media was creating the storyline that, hey, all Colts fans were, bad because they booed him. Which, yeah, for those
Yeah,
little, because I feel like a lot of them weren't, but a few of them were, of course.
yeah, a
But
few
like,
of them
it's
were,
a
and it was on
media.
the
Yeah, it's a
the
media who
right
broke the
side of the
rule.
stadium.
Yeah, it was a media who broke the news that he retired. Which, why are you gonna break someone's retirement before they announce it? So it's on them.
And then
Okay, I just think.
also, and also, you can't get mad at Andrew Luck. Like, there's only two people you can get mad at, and EJ knows who that is. You have to get mad at Gripson, and you had to get mad at
Pagano.
freaking
And then you can
Irsay.
get mad at Ursay. I think them three. It's just that
You
Ryan
can't blame
Grigson.
Pagano. You can't blame
No,
Pagano.
I want no.
I'm not blaming Pagano. I'm blaming Gibson because he was the one that um basically didn't give him an O line. But the real blame is on Ursay because Ursay hired Gibson to begin with.
And then remember, there was that one year where everyone thought that, hey, they're both going to get fired. It's over. Grigson's out here. Pagano's out of here. Do you know
And
what
then
he
give
does?
them
He has
both
a midnight
extensions.
conference and be like, you know what? We're going to stick this all together and we're going to give him a new contract. And the next year later, we got rid of Grigson. That
Gibson
was
should have been fired.
that's
Like,
what
should have been
happened.
fired. Like, when him
I
and the
think that was just a
coach,
bad move.
when him and the coach don't get along, that's a freaking problem. Who are you gonna believe? Are you gonna believe the coach or are you gonna believe the GM? Personally, Gripson should have been fired first, and the Colts did the right thing, firing him first because let's
And
be
it's just
real.
that. Do you know how many busts he's had? Like barely anyone from his the draft picks he has is still on the roster. I believe it's only T.Y. Hilton is still
Yeah,
the only one
T.Y. Hilton.
remaining.
And people,
It's
you guys can get on Ryan Pace if you want, but let's be real. He drafted Jalen Johnson. He's been a beast so far. Mooney has been a beast so far. Um, shoot, be honest, I can't think of more because my brain is still fried. But also, the Allen Robinson pickup was nice. Tariq Cohen was a great pickup. Tariq has been great. David Montgomery's been great. So yeah, even though I still say Ryan Pace's job is still on the line because it all depends on what Nick Foles do. But anyway, Tony says you need to change your name to Tony Tone because I love that music group. Anyway, what's up, bro? I'm sorry I'm late. It's okay. It's cool. Um, what's your thoughts on the Bears signing Lamar Miller? I like the signing, but now the question is Lamar Miller even in game shape? Like, is he in football shape? Yes, he's 29 years old. Yes, he got the speed, but now the question is, can he, is he in great football shape? That is the question. And Tony asks, you're underrated, and I hate the fact your channel is relatively small. I hate it too, but here's the thing where you guys can change that. You guys can share it on Facebook, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your Instagram, tell your friends, your family, your neighbors, your dogs, your pet cat, anybody who has a YouTube account can subscribe to not only just me, but also to my brother as well, EJ. Me and EJ have go way back, folks. When I first moved
yeah,
to Indy. So
yeah. It's just that he grinds a lot of good content stuff like that. So I mean, dude's killing the game.
yeah, I'm trying to kill that game. And guys, we are almost close to 1,000. And when we
Let's,
hit that 1,000
let's
mark,
get there.
there will be singing, there will be crying, there will be roasting moments, it will be a party like it's 1990, like it's 1994 again, the year I was
Oh,
born.
hey, when
Yes,
it gets to
20 freaking
2000,
six.
when it gets to 2000, we got to do a special episode the roast of MalcGoolie.
Oh God, the best of MalcGoolie. Oh my God, on a freaking scale, that would be too hilarious. I
Doing
don't
the
know
roast of
how.
MalcGoolie, getting everyone on there.
God, like everybody that I've done so much content with all in one show, that would be amazing. It will put a tear in my eye, and then we will start. Anyway, so what's your thoughts on the Falcons trying, trying to trade Julio Jones to the Patriots?
I saw some rumors about it, but nothing's concrete. They're not going to give up Julio.
To be honest, if Dan Quinn is still your head coach, I say do it. I say freaking do it. Yeah, the NFL will hate the Falcons for life because now you gave Cam Newton a freaking weapon.
There's only one trade that makes sense for this.
All right.
Julio Jones for Stephon Gilmore because they need help in that secondary. But I know Bill Belichick's not going to get rid of Stephon Gilmore. That's the
No,
only
he's not
trade that
gonna
would
get
make
Stephon
sense.
Gilmore.
That's a win-win for both teams. If they can get Stephon Gilmore, I'll be like, hey, that's a good trade.
So another thing I would love for them to do. Oh my God, you know what? I am still surprised that Dan Quinn is still the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. What? Okay, guys in the chat, which one is more shocking? Dan Quinn still be, and you can't say both. Dan Quinn still being the coach for the Atlanta Falcons, or Adam Gase is not getting fired after this season. So,
Or another one, Bill O'Brien.
No, Bill O'Brien. Oh yeah, Bill O'Brien. Oh my God. Okay, out of all
We
three of
love
them.
it. Keep Bill O'Brien right there. We love it.
Okay. Let's be
He's
real
doing
here.
an excellent job. Love it.
And since we're on here and we're talking about that, we got to talk about Bill O'Brien. EJ said on the inbox that we have in a group, and he said, "Is Bill O'Brien an idiot, or is he just a madman? Just a madman or a
Mad
freaking
genius. He's a mad genius. He's a
mad
400 level
genius.
IQ plays against the league.
He went from mad genius to freaking just mad to now just deflated. When I heard the Earl Thomas news, I was jolted. I was like, oh no.
I was like, Cowboys needed Earl Thomas. I was like, is he about to steal
Earl Thomas though? Yeah,
What up, Jake?
No. The Cowboys don't need Earl Thomas.
Yes, they do. That secondary, yeah. Trayvon Diggs has been making some good plays. I've seen some flashes from him in the secondary, but they need more help. They could have probably beat the Seahawks if they had Earl Thomas in the.
You know what I would love to see? What if the Bills get Earl Thomas? Now the Bills defense is already good enough as it is. Why not add another firepower? D would kill me, but at the same time, I'm sorry. What is up? Also, please subscribe to the Snake Sports Talk. Me and EJ and Jake, well, Snake Sports Talk do the bench report, and I have to be a special guest on that when I have time. And also I'm supposed to be live soon on the Snake Sports Talk show as well, because me and Jake got to talk about MLB and Damian Estrada before you start. Yeah, the Cubs got eliminated. You guys got swept. You guys are out too. And to be honest, congratulations to the White Sox and the Chicago Cubs on a very actually entertaining season. It sucked how the way the White Sox got eliminated, and it sucked the way how the Cubs got eliminated. But, it is what it is. Hey, guys, in Chicago, at least we got the Bears, and at least the Bulls are doing something. I can't say much for the Chicago Sky, and a lot of people, some people ask me why I don't do Chicago Sky's game. Easy. They choke too much. They have a whiny buffoon as a head coach. They don't know what to do. They got all this star talent. They don't know what to do with them. They are basically, the Chicago Sky are I'm going to say this. The Chicago Sky are basically, in my opinion, the Philadelphia 76ers female version. Have all this great talent, but is wasted by coaching and management. Oh, there's only one WNBA team I love. EJ knows. It's the only team in Indiana that I like.
The Fever.
The Fever. Why? The Fever. Tamika Catchings was amazing. She used to go to my church. And also, I will say this too about Tamika. And about the Fever. They won a championship before the Pacers did.
We still haven't won one.
God, you guys won one.
We won't win one with how we're going. It's not gonna happen.
And then me and EJ got to talk about the Bulls and Pacers. We got to talk about that. Here's the thing: as a football, me and EJ are just basically like friendly neighborhoods in the freaking football realm. But when it comes to basketball, we can agree on one thing: we freaking hate the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want nothing but straight failure from that organization. I can't stand Cleveland. I think their fans are annoying. I think Cleveland fans are just insanely stupid. Ever since they won that one championship, they didn't know how to act. And then when LeBron left Some of them was like, well, and then the other was like, boo, LeBron should have stayed. LeBron should have stayed. He's a sellout. Let's burn his jersey.
I
Like,
mean,
God. But
yeah, but
now
that's
we
gonna be a
hate.
fun episode. I have to
Now,
go in on Larry Bird when we do that.
now it seems like we hate the Milwaukee Bucks, but it looks like the Bucks are screwed. I'm sorry. If I was Giannis, I would not stay. I would not stay, man. You're not going to win one in Milwaukee. Your best bet is either going to the Raptors, Golden State, Chicago. I would say the Pacers, but the Pacers are a small market. That's the
He's
problem
never
with
going to
me.
go here. He's going to go to one of those big market teams, Golden State, Clippers,
Chicago.
maybe. I don't know.
Like he
Who's
would go to
able
a
to trade there?
big he would go to a big one. All right, I'm gonna head out. It's 10 over here where I live in Indiana, so Eastern time. Good night, bro. All right, Tony. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I think the
Thank you.
Chargers should get Earl Thomas. That wouldn't be bad. The Chargers getting Earl Thomas, that wouldn't be bad. The only team I don't want Earl Thomas to go, if he goes to Green Bay, I will low key rant up a storm. I would love if Earl Thomas came to Chicago. Oh my God.
But again, like here's the whole thing about Earl Thomas that we need to talk about. It's just that, from all the reports, especially with the Ravens, is that he's not a locker room guy. Like no one wanted him in the locker room, and then that's the second time like he's left the team because of that. Because like what team can handle him if he does the same thing with like the Ravens? So
the Patriots.
maybe.
Think about it. When
I think
Randy Moss
Cowboys
left Minnesota, he became this goody two shoes when he was with New England.
Yeah, it's just that, man, he's been an excellent player. So I think, maybe the Cowboys, if he's on the Cowboys, maybe he could, turn things around. Say that secondary needs some help. Dak needs some help on the defense. Let's get it.
Oh my God, you and Dak Prescott. Yeah, EJ, let's be real. Where did this love of
Dude,
the Cowboys? It's just the love for Dak. You love Dak's game.
I'm a Dak fan. It's like I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan too. I got a Patrick Mahomes jersey in the closet.
Okay, yes, I love Patrick Mahomes. But you know what? I don't know, man. When it comes to MVP right now, you got to give it to Russell Wilson, man. It's been Russell's season.
Yeah, Russell's been playing good.
Russell has been an absolute freaking monster. And have they given him an extension yet? Isn't his contract coming up in 2 years?
No, I know he got signed a year before last one. Like last year is when he got signed again.
How funny and fucked up would it be if the Marlins or Cardinals win the World Series? Oh my God, dude. Urinating Tree even said that the Marlins did this before. They came from the wild card and then they magically won the World Series. If that happens again, I'm done. I am closing the game of Jumanji. Somebody beat Jumanji. I want to play a new game now. To be honest, though, there's only one team I want to see win the whole thing. And I know a lot of people in baseball are going to have my head for it. I want the Yankees to win the World Series. Either the Yankees or maybe the Oakland A's. But I don't want EJ. I know you love this team, but let's be real. This is either World Series or bust.
Yeah, picking up Mookie Betts. It's been World Series or bust from the start.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Like, you guys the Dodgers have made it, 12 straight years to the postseason and no championship to come out of it? That is a serious problem.
I think that next year will probably be a better team. We had, if David Price comes back to the bullpen, I think it'd be a lot scarier coming in. But yeah.
And speaking of the Cubs, now the question is, what do you do with Chris Bryant? Personally, I think they should trade him. I think it's time to trade Chris. But either Chris Bryant gets traded or you have to pay. Javi Baez's contract is up. You got to pay Javi. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to pay Javi. They don't pay Javi, I'm ranting. And then you also have to get your bullpen needs work. The Cubs bullpen needs work. You got some pieces here. Darvish came back to his form, which is great. Kyle Hendricks is great. Alex Meck is great. And Chatwood is great. But you're gonna need to have like six more elite pitching than that. Because let's be real. MLB is changing. Like, it's all about pitching now. When have you ever heard about the hitting? It's always been pitching. Like, that's just the same with
Yeah,
NHL. It's all about speed now in the NHL.
it's like NFL. Like if offense is popular during the season, defense is popular during post time. I mean, when playoffs get there. So I mean, it's the same thing with like baseball, where pitching is like absolutely crucial coming in.
Damien Estrada said Chris Bryant to the White Sox, please. Nah. Okay, hear about this. You give us your best player, we'll give you Chris Bryant. Actually, no, you give us some prospects, and then we'll think about giving you Chris Bryant. What else I would love to see? You got to pay Javi Baez. Javi has to be banked. He has to be, in my opinion. Sorry to Anthony Rizzo. Sorry to Schwarber. But let's be real. Baez will probably be the future franchise player for this team. You gotta have to give him franchise money. You gotta give him franchise money. There's nothing to say. But I can actually see Chris Bryant going to the Phillies to reunite with Jake Arrieta. I mean, the Phillies do love spending money instead of winning championships. How do you spend over $300 million on a set team and still don't make the playoffs? That just blows my mind. I don't know what's going on there in Philly. I don't know. D and I had this conversation saying that, oh, Philly is desperate, like not desperate, but like it's like depressed. And if you really think about it. The Eagles are not doing so well. The way how it should be. Key in the building. I love you, but I gotta say the Eagles should be 0-3, not 0. Wait, didn't they win a game?
No, they're still no. They had a tie with Bengals.
So yeah, like 0-2-1. No, I'm sorry. The Bengals won that game to me. I hate ties. I really do. But I'm sorry. To me, I think the Bengals won their first game.
Dude, it's crazy that if they win this game and then the Cowboys lose, I think they have like they're still leading. They would lead the division.
Yeah, the Eagles would lead the division. That AFC East is terrible.
Yeah,
the NFC East is wacky. Terrible. It's got to be the weakest division. I thought the AFC East was the worst.
But I mean, if we go competition for competition, Cowboys have been playing like way better teams, and the Rams and the Seahawks.
And they're also going to play a really good Browns team coming up too this Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it has been something. It's been something. Yeah, we gave you guys some extra bonus content because EJ kind of got me back into the love of baseball. Even though he used to be a Met fan, and all of a sudden he became a Dodgers fan out of nowhere.
I don't know what fan I was back then.
Like in middle school and high school, you were a Met fan.
No, some of the high.
It was like the year
in college when they went to the World Series. I kind of liked watching them when I was in college.
It was like 2 years. It was like 2 years when the Cubs. It was like 2 years before the Cubs won in 2016. You were like a Met fan.
I remember the year before they went to the World Series, like against the Mets in that game, and somebody like hit a home run or whatever, and they just like they put it in a glass case like in the stadium. I was like, that's weird, but yeah, I like watching them, and I did not like the Kansas City Royals back then with that those 2 runs against the Giants, and then they beat the Mets next year.
What's another team? I know you don't. Do you watch hockey a little bit?
I don't watch hockey.
Okay. I'm the only one. I'm an outsider looking in. But yeah, guys, it is about that time.
Oh, you want to get final scores before we end it?
Yeah, final scores for you. How about them Cubs? Steve up, how about them Cubs? Yeah, I'm crying right now. I need a freaking drink. Final score, I'm going to go 24-27 Chicago.
And I got the Colts winning 20-17. Close game. A lot of running that we're going to see from the Colts coming in.
And we're probably going to see whatever the hell we see from the Bears. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much who's been watching us on Facebook. Thank you so much who's been watching on the Spotlight Sports Network. My channel, EjPrime's channel, on Twitter and on Twitch. Yeah, that close, bro. We believe it's that close. And yes, me and EJ will be together again on Sunday. We will do live play by play as always, but we won't have the scoreboard. I'll just like write the scoreboard here and down in the middle, like in the middle of the panel on the screen here. So yeah, it would be much more easier for that. And also, let me read this one final question from Damian Estrada. Question: what's your thoughts on Vince McMahon's selfish, ignorant dumbass trying to take Twitch money from the roster? Oh God, I remember hearing about this. Vince McMahon is an idiot. And then, like, yeah, apparently Vince McMahon does not want his wrestlers who have YouTube channels or Twitch channels to earn revenue. That is so
Can I say
stupid.
one thing about that before we end it? Don't you think it would be a better business decision if you let your stars shine on YouTube, Twitch? They can bring a lot more fans back into the business and they can grow it. They can, they can just make stars bigger. So I think it was a bad decision. I mean, you got to grow your talent, especially like in different platforms. It'll help WWE in the long run.
That's just so dumb. I just get so pissed off with Vince McMahon. Like, low key, like he is just so he is just but yeah, guys, give me a second. I gotta play Cedric the Entertainer after hearing this. This like made me so upset now.
Dude, it's
Like,
like I remember watching when WWE was playing, like a lot of them in NXT were playing League of Legends with like some of the players and stuff like that. I thought it was a really good event, stuff like that.
it's great when it's live, but then when it's like the way how it is now, you're like, well, dang. Well, with that being said, guys, I got Cedric the Entertainer. I got Cedric the Entertainer on standby, so you know what that means. Cedric, take it away, my friend.
The time has come for me to go. I've had so much fun entertaining y'all. Till the next time, or maybe the next show, I'll see you when I see you. I holla.
We will see you guys on Sunday for the Bears and the Colts. Bear down and go blue.
Peace out.
And I will be back on Sunday night to do NXT Takeover. So until then, guys, you guys stay safe. God bless you all. It's a crazy world we live in. Love, peace, and soul. And we out. Peace.